Hello everybody, this is Kyle out of course for Draftradio. We're actually doing a community tapped out tournament with the help of Gathering4Magic, a fan of the show who owns his own blog. He has kindly advertised for us here, and you guys can join us in the leaderboards. You can actually play against me and probably win every dice roll that we have. This is a doozy of a first pack though, and a huge pick. There's a Frontier Bivouac, fantastic Triland, a Murderous Cut, and of course an Acropolis Fiend. It falls to those three cards, I think. And I don't really enjoy making heavy black commitment, especially when I know that I'm going to be passing probably a Murderous Cut and a Debilitating Injury then. But an Acropolis Fiend straight up wins games, and that's the card that we take. So it is a sad head and a heavy heart that we take that card and pass a Murderous Cut and a Debilitating Injury and a Triland, but that's okay. Best card in this pack is, by leaps and bounds, of course, a Tusk Guard Captain. It blocks morphs the turn it comes down, and then turns into a 3/4 trampling threat for very little mana. Plus, giving all of your other guys trample is still pretty applicable, so that's what we're grabbing. Good old Tusky Tusk. Let's see here. There's a Rite of the Serpent, which I don't mind taking. There's also a Scion of Glaciers, which is incredibly strong, and a Crippling Chill, which is probably the best card out of the pack in terms of color commitment versus what we're actually doing. I could also just take Disowned Ancestor, which I think is what I'm going to do and try and stay on color. Although Disowned Ancestor is generally a card that I don't like having, because generally if you use Disowned Ancestor, it's because you need it rather than because you want it. I'd much rather take Scion of Glaciers or Crippling Chill, I think, but we'll try and stay on color. A Murderous Cut, however, is exactly what we're going to be taking here. Sad that we're passing a Chief of the Scale and a Horde Chief, but it is what it is. You take Tier 1 removal first. So, trying to cut black and try and make sure that we've got our black commitment in. Although if black's not where we're at in the packs, then that's certainly not what I'm going to stick with. This is an incredibly disappointing pack. Literally nothing that I want. I guess I could take Kara Dreadmaw or Molting Snakeskin, which is fine in the aggro builds. I am going to take either War Behemoth or Sage-Eye Harrier. And it's more like 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, I think, in terms of actual playable morphs. But Behemoth's fine. And that's what we'll take. Wow. Super late Trumpet Blast. That's really late. That's really late. Not Trumpet Blast, Master of the Way, sorry. I'll take Master of the Way. On the off chance I might still be 5 color. But seriously though, that pack was pretty disappointing. I mean, I guess I could have taken Watcher of the Roost, but that goes with what, my War Behemoth, technically. And Master of the Way is a first pick quality card. It's incredibly strong. If everybody else is undervaluing split lands and things like that, then I'm absolutely fine taking it. There's a Tranquil Cove, which I think we're going to take over anything else, because I'll be honest, I'm not too super impressed with any of the things that I've gotten other than my Fiend and my Cut, both of which are easily splashable in 5 color. Or even 4 color. We could go Abzan Splash Blue. Abzan Sultai. I don't mind that at all. I mean, I don't play Master of the Way then, but Tranquil Cove is applicable for that strategy, so it's not too bad, I don't think. Will be interesting to see how the rest of these packs play out. I am really bummed that I actually managed to pass a Murderous Cut, but Necropolis Fiend is just such a beating. Like, if this guy resolves, your opponent has very little ways to stop him from taking over the game rather quickly. Oh, man. Yep, really like what we're running with so far. I actually really like Disowned Ancestor, too, in terms of the 5-color strategy. Deflecting Palm is pretty bad. It's fine. I've lost a game to it. You can watch our sweet Jeskai draft and watch me lose to Deflecting Palm. But generally speaking, Deflecting Palm is not what I want to be playing, especially when I can take Force away, and that's completely reasonable. If I can limit I can cut Tusk Guard Captain, and then I can just go red, white, black, blue, and be fine with it. Debilitating Injury Wield, so that's what we'll take. It's a shame that we're passing other good stuff, but we'll take Swarm of Bloodflies here, as that goes very well with our Tusk Guard Captain. So we're in black, is what this is saying to us, which is fine, certainly, especially with that Rite of the Serpent wheel. It's fine. I'll take this Kumar Bondkin, so we're just going to be super in black. Molting Snakeskin is fine, I guess, if I want to be super aggressive or if I need it. I'm not going to play Care or Dreadmaw. I've already got a pretty high curve anyway. So, I mean, that's a pretty disappointing pack 1, I think. I guess we could have wound up with a Watcher of the Roost if we hadn't wafted a little bit, but in all honesty, it was pretty weak, but debilitating injury on the wheel was insane, so I don't mind that too much. We got a debilitating injury, got a murderous cut, got some good stuff going on. We'll see what this pack holds. Ooh, Herald of Anafenza, which is fine. There's also an Einok Bondkin. I actually think Bondkin is probably stronger than Anafenza, although Anafenza is pretty awesome. I'll take the Herald here. I could just be Abzan, maybe. We don't know yet. And there were no really great black cards that nothing jumped out to me. It was Bondkin or Herald, and I'll take the Herald of Anafenza. I mean, it does make a board state. It's super cheap. Well, that's just stupid. Why are you passing Bear's Companions? Why do I get Bear's Companion? I don't want this Bear's Companion to confuse me. I don't know if I'm going to be in white. I don't know if I'm going to be in green. Although I do know is that Savage Punch / Bear Punch does a really good job of that, so that's what we'll take. Especially because we've got like Krumar Bondkin, Necropolis Fiend. We can probably get to that 4 slot. This is a little ridiculous because that's a Riverwheel Aerialist, a Crippling Chill, a Bitter Revelation, a Rite of the Serpent. Signals are all over the place right now, folks. I don't think I can waft anymore, though. I'm not taking Meandering Tower Shell. I'll just take another Rite of the Serpent here and resign myself to be more of a grindy deck than I would like, but that's okay. Hooting Mandrills is fine. I mean, if I can get some good Delve Enablers, maybe. I guess I could have just taken Crippling Chill and gone Sultai. There's that, too. Incremental Growth seems pretty broken. I could just be black-green, maybe? Because, I mean, Archer's Parapet and Smoke Tower are both things that I want, but not as much as I want Incremental Growth, for sure. Keru Bloodsucker's cool. Keeps us with that counters theme going on. There's also an Alabaster Kieran, but again, no real guarantee that I want to play white just yet. It might actually behoove me to take the Bloodsucker. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3 things that are possibly going to get bigger if I lose Bloodsucker, but Flying and Evasion are pretty important. I think it's definitely between Bloodsucker and Kieran. I could also take Scout the Borders and hedge my bets and go for like Super Delve, but I don't think that's good. So we'll take the cheaper card. We'll take the Bloodsucker. And then Shambling Attendance is fine too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm in Abzan or if I'm in Sultai yet. We still have no idea. I will happily take Scout the Borders, though. I'm taking the Blossoming Sands here. If I'm going to play Abzan, I need the land for it. We're getting cut pretty bad on some side. I don't know what's happening here. But that's okay. We got to stay disciplined, I think. And all right, so I think the best play for this draft right now, because this deck's pretty mediocre, I'm not going to lie to you guys, is I think we're just going to have to commit right this instant to Abzan, and we're just going to have to roll with it. Abzan Guide helps us out a bunch with that, so that's a pretty good card to grab if we're planning on committing. We're very clearly running 18 lands, though. I might not run Scout the Borders. I might run Scout the Borders. We'll see. Not a huge fan of Swarm of Bloodflies. Not a huge fan of Keru Bloodsucker. There's a lot of cards in this deck that I just don't really like. Although we do have a Shambling Attendance and a Mandrills and a Murderous Cut, so then probably Scout the Borders is good, especially if we can't get any good mana. Another thing, too, folks, is if we stop getting split lands, we're going to need to choose if we're going to be black-white or black-green, and then just basically play our third color like a splash. And if that's the case, Herald of Anafenza probably isn't going to make the cut. And that's just something that you need to think about, I think, when you're drafting, is trying to stay disciplined like that. If you're not getting the split lands, then choose to make your 2-color commitment what you want. So, that's pretty great. Shout out, of course, to our round 1 opponent. We are playing our good buddy Cujo. Excited to play him. That's going to be fun. We will see what's happening here. I think this is pretty good so far. My main concerns are I think we need 1 or 2 pieces of mana fixing. I think we need a little bit more removal. Bitter Revelation is fine as a Delve Enabler. We need removal, and we need 2 drops. We need removal, 2 drops, mana fixing. That's what we need. Stinging Bell Strike is not going to make the cut here. I wish we were in Sultai. I passed way too much good blue stuff in this pack, and I realized I probably should have switched over. I'm just going to take it anyway. In all honesty, there's no guarantee saying I'm going to play these white cards. And maybe that's a misplay, but I can't justify taking Sagu Archer when I know it's bad. Like for our deck, we need like low drop removal spells, and that's Singing Bell Strike's actually perfect for that. So we're not losing too much either. We're definitely in black-green either way. Realistically, I feel comfortable with that many cards in our deck, so that's kind of unfortunate. But ooh, so this is tough. We can take a Sandstep Citadel, a Debilitating Injury, or an Ice Feather Aven. I'm going to take Ice Feather Aven. It is the best card by leaps and bounds. Debilitating Injury, close second, but Temur Charge is what we're taking here. Temur Charge is insane. It's the 2-drop we need, plus it's a morph. I mean, Einok Bonkin's fine, but Temur Charger is just as good. So, and we know that we're in green. I will happily take another Debilitating Injury here. So there's our removal. Falconer? Falconer. Alright, Falconer it is. We can always just play 4 colors. We do have the Blossoming Sands, the Tranquil Cove, and then we have, like, we could run all of this stuff to think about. So that's okay. Yeah, actually, now that I think about that, that's actually pretty good. Now we just cut the cards that we don't want. Yeah, I don't know if incremental growth is what our deck wants to be doing either, in all honesty. Well, we don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I mean, I don't mind playing 4 colors, certainly. We've got tons of good... Like, we've got good cards now that I'm looking at it, but... Yeah. Double Debilitating Injury is pretty sweet. I'm just going to keep clicking around, guys, just to experiment a little bit with how the build would look in different ways. This is, like, see, this would be our Abzan build, which doesn't look super impressive. And then if we cut the white cards, then our Sultai build runs like that, which doesn't seem too impressive either. So we'll see. I think the next couple of picks are going to determine how we run this thing. And Blossoming Sands is going to come into the deck. All right, I think we're going to try and go straight Abzan here. Maybe. I say maybe because I don't know. That's okay not to know, folks. It is. Watcher the Roost is good. All right, so yeah, I think we're going straight Abzan, which is fine. We've got some good stuff. I can always splash blue for the Ice Feather Raven, which I think is fine. Actually, yeah, that's actually really good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got what? That's 8, 16, 21 playables. And we just splash one more island, and then whatever else we need for the rest of it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Bummed up. Yeah, that's decent. I don't mind that at all, actually. Soulzon, whatever you want to call it. Our deck's still pretty slow. I'd like to pick up like a Smoke Teller or something here. All of these are not that good. That's a really late Warden of the Eye too. I'll take the Morph though. If we are going to truly be Soulzon here. And that's actually good if we are 4 colors, because then we can play our Singing Bell Strike, and that gives us a little bit of early game advantage. Archer's Parapet is a godsend here. It really is. We need a 2-drop very badly. Because now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2-drops in the deck. Yeah, that's just insane for us. I am going to either take Salt Road Patrol or Jeskai Student here. I probably want Student. Yeah, I want Student. As cool as the Salt Road Patrol is for shoring up that late game where we know we're gonna get value out of our Savage Punch. And the Einok Bonkin wield. Alright, cool. And we still get a Salt Road Patrol anyway. Okay, so now we're just Abzan and loving it. That's cool. Alright, so the last couple picks there were definitely really crucial, I think, but we made it out okay. I'll probably cut one Rite of the Serpent here. And we get a Warden of the Eye. Alright, I probably... Now I'm kicking myself in the head for not taking that Sandstep Citadel. But that is okay. That is okay. I like this. I like what we're doing with this right now. We still have like incremental growth, scout the borders, war behemoth, Jeskai student, all of these things that we can add to the deck if we really want to. Whew. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, folks. That was a little rough for the beginning of it. Signals were a little unclear. We wafted a little bit, but we still got some powerful cards. A couple good last-second wheels. Helped us win that game, I think, just a little bit. I might cut this Bitter Revelation. No, Bitter Revelation stays, actually, as opposed to Scout the Borders, because Bitter Revelation puts stuff in my hand actively. So. Alright. Let's go gadget, make a deck, folks. Alright, so that brings us to 21, 22, 23 cards. 23 exactly. That's sick. Our sideboard is pretty great. Not going to lie. But it is not entirely what we want. I don't want to get rid of that deck just yet. This was Janky Bang Bang. The beautiful deck that we ran in our last draft, which was a ton of fun. If you guys want to check that out, it's pretty sweet. We did a Jeskai build. My friend and cousin Joseph Gonzalez, who is actually an avid Legacy player, joined us on the stream. It's fantastic. Had a great time. We need to cut a card. Cut a card. Cut a card. Cut a card. Right here, folks. Cut a card. We're definitely running 28. We're definitely running 22 lands and 18. We're 18 lands, 22 spells. The thing is, like, what do we want to cut? Which I don't really know as of right now what we want to cut. I might actually cut my Savage Punch, because actively speaking... No, Savage Punch is good, because I can Outlast and Savage Punch in the same turn. Let's think about this here. We have 2 drops. We've got a Teamer Charger, an Einok Bonkin, a Jeskai Student, a Savage Punch. Yeah, I don't think I can cut any of my 2 drops. Let's see if I can cut any 3 drops. Tuskguard Captain, Carrier Bloodsucker, Watch and Lose. Carrier Bloodsucker is actually pretty huge in our deck. Because if we lose... Because we've got 1 creature, 2 creatures, 3 creatures, 4, 5 if we proc Prowess on the Student, 6, 7, 8, possibly 9, 10, 11 creatures that all proc Bloodsucker activations. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Not cutting Bloodsucker. Salt Road Patrol is good. Bitter Revelation is fine. I want to have Bitter Revelation in the deck because it just gives us a way to kill things. There's... What does my 6-drop slot look like? It's Abzan Guide. I might just cut my Savage Punch, and we'll see if we need the removal. Like, if it actively makes the deck better. That's fine. Really, realistically speaking, how I want this to play out is I want our deck to be... to stall out our opponents. Plus, I want to cut a green card rather than a black card. So... Would have liked some more split lands. Or a banner. All of that would have been great. But that's okay. Sometimes in life, you just... Also, we're not splashing for the Ice Dad. As I was saying, sometimes in life you just have to go consistency over raw power. And that's what we did. So we're definitely... We have 2 lands already. There are 5 green and 5 white symbols. We already have 2 of those and 2 of those. We need at least 3... We need at least 2 forests in the deck. That brings us to 7 lands. I want at least 9 swamp in the deck. So that's 11, 14, 16. So then 2 more brings us to 18. I like this. It gives us 4 green sources. Actually, let's do this instead. Let's do 8 swamps. I want at least 8 of each source. We have 7 white sources and 4 green sources. I'm actually going to add 1 more plains to the deck, so that way we can hit our low drops and still have that mana open that we really like. Obviously, folks, we are going to have our basic lands in here. I can't stress this enough. If you're going to play Magic the Gathering online, make sure that you sideboard in the basic lands. Whew. All right. Whew. All right, folks. It was tough, but I think we're going to be all right, and I will see all of you fine folks in round 1.